Larry Silverstein and the Twin Towers, a story of intrigue, tragedy, and resilience. Larry Silverstein's connection to the Twin Towers is a topic that has sparked intrigue and speculation for over 2 decades. A prominent figure in New York's real estate landscape, Silverstein made headlines in 2001 when he acquired the lease for the World Trade Center complex, just months before the tragic events of September 11th. Larry Silverstein was no stranger to the New York City skyline. As a seasoned developer, he had built a reputation for revitalizing commercial spaces and turning them into thriving hubs of business. But his decision to take over the Twin Towers was seen by many as a bold move. The lease, valued at $3.2 billion, was finalized in July 2001, granting Silverstein control of the iconic structures for 99 years. What made this acquisition particularly notable was Silverstein's decision to insure the buildings for $3.55 billion, specifically including coverage for terrorist attacks. At the time, such a move seemed prudent, given the 1993 bombing at the World Trade Center. Silverstein's team argued that robust insurance was a necessity for such a high-profile property. Little did anyone know how significant this decision would become just weeks later. Fast forward to the morning of September 11, 2001. Larry Silverstein had a routine: breakfast at Windows on the World, the prestigious restaurant located on the 91st floor of the North Tower. It was a ritual he seldom missed. However, on this particular day, Silverstein was absent. He had a doctor's appointment, a detail that would later fuel countless conspiracy theories. As the tragic events of that day unfolded, the Twin Towers collapsed, marking one of the darkest days in American history. Nearly 3,000 lives were lost, and the world watched in horror as the iconic structures fell to the ground. In the aftermath, Larry Silverstein's insurance policy became a focal point. The debate centered on whether the 2 plane crashes constituted one event or 2 separate attacks under the terms of the policy. Silverstein argued for the latter, which would effectively double the payout to $7.1 billion. After years of legal battles, a settlement was reached, awarding him approximately $4.55 billion, a sum that was used to rebuild the World Trade Center site. But the circumstances surrounding Silverstein's absence that day, combined with the timing of his lease acquisition and the insurance coverage, led to a wave of speculation. Internet forums, documentaries, and books questioned whether there was more to the story. Some pointed to his routine breakfasts on the 91st floor, contrasting them with his fortuitous doctor's appointment on September 11th. Others scrutinized the insurance policy, suggesting it was unusually tailored for an event that seemed unthinkable at the time. Critics of these theories argue that Silverstein's actions were entirely logical. After all, the World Trade Center had already been a target in 1993, and insuring against terrorism was a reasonable precaution. Moreover, they emphasized the overwhelming evidence showing that the attacks were carried out by Al-Qaeda, with no connection to Silverstein or his business dealings. Silverstein himself has addressed these claims in interviews, calling them baseless and deeply hurtful. For him, the events of 9/11 were a personal and professional tragedy. He lost friends and colleagues in the towers and faced immense challenges in the years that followed. Rebuilding the site was not only a financial undertaking, but also a deeply emotional one, as it symbolized resilience and hope for the city of New York. Today, the rebuilt World Trade Center stands as a testament to renewal and strength. Silverstein Properties played a key role in the redevelopment, overseeing projects like 4 World Trade Center and 7 World Trade Center, which was the first to be completed after the attacks. These buildings are now part of a revitalized financial district, attracting businesses and visitors from around the globe. Yet, the questions persist. For some, the timing of the lease and the details of the insurance policy remain points of contention. For others, they're just another layer in a complex story that unfolded under extraordinary circumstances. Regardless of where one stands, the narrative of Larry Silverstein and the Twin Towers is inextricably linked to the history of September 11th, a day that changed the world forever. As we reflect on these events, it's essential to approach such discussions with care and respect for the lives lost and the families forever affected by this tragedy. The story of Larry Silverstein serves as a reminder of the many layers of history, business, and human resilience intertwined with one of the most pivotal moments in modern history.